Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
Welcome to this episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name is David. We come here every Sunday to talk about you starting your own digital business and why you should take advantage of the online space. I'm here in San Francisco Bay Area in California. I'd like to bring in Dorothy, my co-host, to introduce herself for those that are watching us for the very first time, before we can dive into today's topic about the online business and what works in 2026 and what you shouldn't waste your time on. Dorothy.
All right. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Hey, David. How has been your week?
My week's been great. Thanks for asking.
All right. That's great to hear. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night for those my people in Europe. If it's your first time to see me, my name is Dorothy as usual, and I'm from Uganda originally, currently in the United States, California. So I'm a proud digital business coach and entrepreneur. Actually, that's a little bit about me, David, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Thank you for that warm, short introduction. I would like to bring you back to kind of bust the myth about online business.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like our viewers out there to hear it from you as an entrepreneur. You know, what is this whole online business myth, the myth behind the online businesses?
Wow, David, thank you so much for that question. Well, it's big, but let me just break it down. But I'm going to start with the most people why fail in online businesses, right? At online business, why do they fail? Let me start from there. So
Okay.
online business is not, I should say, like, online business is not failing people, but people are failing online business. So hope I'm clear there. And today, I think let's talk about why most people never make money online, right? If they start their businesses. And if you've ever tried something online and it didn't work, if you've ever bought, let's say, courses, watched videos, joined the groups, and still stuck, this life is for you. Especially if you're working hard and you're working hard in America, Canada, Europe. Here is the main reason why people fail. So if you've ever been a victim there, then I believe by the end of this life, then you will get to know where to start next time, or even to visit our website and brief you down. Okay, so most people don't fail because online businesses doesn't work. They fail because they believe lies. That's the first thing. And I'm going to talk about 3 lies. Let's start with the first lie. You need to be tech savvy. A lot of people think that to start an online business, you have to be tech savvy first. And that is the biggest lie. You don't need to be tech savvy. You need a simple system. And when we talk about tech, this is where people think they need to have the technology, like a lot of things when it comes to IT. No, you just need a system which is in a place whereby all those tech savvy are already being done, like they've done it for you. So you just need to come and follow the system which is already built. That's why we say that it's a big lie. You don't have to be tech savvy. And the other thing is, like, if you can use WhatsApp, if you can use Facebook, if you can watch videos, and you can run, then you can run actually an online business. Because online business, it's all about communication through devices, internet, right? So if you can spend hours watching a film, following it, even, after there, you can go and, you can go to your friend and tell them whatever was in that video. You can do an online business too. It's all about, as I mentioned, that if you can use WhatsApp, Facebook, watch videos, you can run an online business as long as it has a system in place. And then the number 2 lie is you need a huge following. Most people think that I don't have following, I can't start an online business, I'm not a people person. My dear people, you don't need 1,000 or 100 followers for you to start. You need the right people, not many people. There's a lot of people are building businesses. Some people are like quietly making money with no followers, with 50 followers, actually definitely like no followers, but they understand the system, how to use it. That's why I told you that the system has to be in place. And number 3 lie is that you need to quit your job first. Oof. That one is dangerous, because actually this one is dangerous. Let's say that, because if you say that if you want to start a business, even if it's not online, by the way, any business, you cannot quit your job right away. So you don't have to quit your job to start an online business. You start an online business, so one day you can choose to quit, not to quit right away. Myself, it took me 9 months to quit. And those 9 months, I was still doing my 2 regular jobs, where I used to leave my house at 5 a.m. and I come back at 10 p.m. So I had those 2 jobs while building my online business. Within 9 months, that is the day I'm telling you that one day you can choose to quit, because there you have options. But right now, you're building a business so that you can have options in future. So that is very dangerous. Anybody tells you that once you start the business or once you start an online business, you quit your job right away, it's a no-go zone. Trust me. And the real truth is that online business is not magic. It's not gambling. It's a skill, just like driving, just like nursing, or even any profession. So, but skill needs guidance, needs mentorship and consistency. So I believe, David, those are the 3, I should say one of the most common reasons why most people fail online, like in online. So let me get back to you and then we can start from there.
Okay, thank you so much, Dorothy. Yeah, you made some key points there that are very fundamental in us, busting the myth, And I like how you put it, that basically, to get things straight, this is not a get-rich-quick kind of scheme. If someone promises you instant money, okay, no effort at all, they're pretty much selling you a fantasy and not a business, because there is work up front, learning, testing things, improving here and there, and this all happens before it can become passive. Yes, you create a system to make money passively, and a lot of people will say, yeah, I have passive income from my online business, but initially there's work up front. So nobody should promise you that after putting money into a business, you're going to go forget about it and things will happen. No, initially up front, there are things to do. And, you need to understand that there are systems that you have to work and put in place. Eventually, these systems work for you, okay? And this is your kind of workforce. Everything that you would have had an entire company doing for business, you set up systems, and these systems do the heavy lifting. So you can eventually have a bit of time set aside to do whatever you wish, whatever you love to do in your free time. So there are systems to be built. Like again, Dorothy said, it's a skill that you have to work. Just like driving, you said, or
Yes.
like learning, say, Microsoft Excel, a computer skill. Okay. Nobody's born with these skills. We all at one point have started from nowhere and learned these things. And of course, you talk about leverage. Online businesses work on leverage. So you're leveraging technologies, you're leveraging time, you're leveraging tools, the internet. These are the things that, these are the tools that you work with, and you free time. And then you can say you have passive income from an online business. So simply, this is not setting up, it's like setting up really a vending machine versus working hourly.
Yeah.
If you set up your online business, look at it as though you've set up some kind of a machine, filling it with products, say sodas or whatever it is you might think of that comes to your mind, and walking away. But there's a process of setting up, and then you can lay back and it works for you. Whether you're present or not, people will continue to take your product. And that's what happens, in a way when you set up your online business. But it requires your input at some point. Just as the vending machine would require your input, because you always have to fill the vending machine with products, okay? So you have to be present. It might do 80% heavy lifting, but you have that 20% where you have to drive to the machines, fill them with products, draw the cash that has been made, or work it, or fill it with cash, whichever way you want to look at it, because it has to dispense some change at some point as well after dispensing products. So you have to work it. You have to put in some bit of time to make sure that as a business you're working it. So other than that, as far as debunking is concerned, I think we are in a good place. Dorothy, I would
Yes.
like you to come back again and talk about some of the what can I say, the invisible advantages of running an online business.
The invisible advantages of running an online business.
Invisible advantages, yes. What are the advantages?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I cannot hear you. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So now let me actually now switch to you said invisible.
Invincible.
Okay,
Those advantages. Yes.
Okay. Wow, that's a strong one, actually. I should start by saying that most people fail because they're not smart. They fail. They fail not because they're not smart, but they fail because they are building in the wrong environment. So that is one of it. And let me go deep and explain this. Today, I'm going to share that invisible advantages most people ignore, by the way, when they're starting business. And this is why smart, talented people still quit while others are successful in that same business. And you're like, oh, wait a second. Really? This person is quitting? It's not all about being smart. It's not all about being talented, but it's all about the environment and the mindset around you. And most people actually even don't talk about this. Knowledge alone is not enough. I believe this is not, it's not that I'm the one talking, but even on your own experience, the person who is watching us out there, our viewers, you can actually put this example into your own daily life or daily living. You will understand that knowledge alone is not enough. Most people are like, most training focus on strategy only, but success is mindset plus environment, not intelligence, if you think about it. And I can give an example of a seed. A seed is perfect, but if the soil is wrong, it will never grow. So now look at that smart person, look at that intelligent person without the mindset and without the environment, the right environment. It means you have the perfect seed, but you have the wrong soil. So you end up when it's not going to grow. So your seed will never grow, right? It's something invisible, right? And then you find out that your environment will always beat your motivation. So it doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. That's why I told you that knowledge and knowledge alone, it's not enough. You need that mindset. You need the environment too. And when you come to think about why people still quit in the online environment, most people quit when they feel alone, when they don't feel quick results. And remember, it's not a quick result. So if you came with the quick results, of course, you're going to quit no matter how smart you are. And no one understands that journey. You need to make sure that yourself, you're the one to understand your journey. That's why always when you come to our business or when you come to us, we always ask you, what is your main biggest why? Because it will take you to that destination. So I can give an example here. Like, intelligence doesn't protect you from doubt. Willpower runs out like out when pressure is constant. So think about that. Quitting is rarely about ability. It's not about isolation. So it's all about ability. And the other thing is that when you think about community, right? You borrow brief before you build your own. You get the point? Like, you borrow that belief before you even build it.
Right.
And the other thing, just a second. Sorry about that. I was talking about community. So you can start to borrow that belief before you build your own, because you see the proof that it's possible to others like you. So it is possible to you. And when you think about the mentorship side, the mentorship, this is where it is going to shorten your learning curve, because you're going to be mentored to a person who has ever gone through that route, who has ever took that path, and they're able to guide you. So this helps you to avoid expensive mistakes. You know, most people, they make mistakes, but they don't understand that those mistakes eventually they're going to be very expensive. So some people, they're like, oh no, your course or your business is expensive. I don't have the $3,000 for me to start the business, but I'm looking for a course which is going to cost me like $100 or let's say $200, but this is going to be paid monthly or weekly. And this one, it pays once a year, or even it's gonna pay you pay it for you to start the business, like to start your business, and you start to grow it. But you forget that avoiding the real path, it will cost you. Actually, it is expensive for you. And then when it comes to repetitive, like this is where confidence is built through repeated exposures. That's the reason as to why nobody is going to wake up and say, let me start this. They start it because they saw somebody doing it, and then they are doing what they saw somewhere. So you don't raise to motivation, you raise to what you repeat. If you think that's why most when you're applying for jobs, some of them, they're asking for experience because they know you've been doing it, you repeated it, so now you're expert in it, right? So that is it. So here I should say that consistency grows faster in community than building it alone yourself. And this clearly explains why doing it alone is the slowest path. Alone equals to trials and error. And then alone still is self-doubt, unchecked, because you don't know what you're going to find. And alone equals to slow growth because you're building everything alone. And I don't believe that is something you can build alone, because even at your workplace, that's where you have managers, you have consultants, you have supervisors. Your bosses is not building his or her business alone, than building it as a team. So doing it alone doesn't make you strong. It makes it actually more hard. It's gonna make it, it just makes it harder. Let me say that. And here it brings it like trust is built when people see consistent, feel supported, and not judged for learning. That's how you're going to build it. And the invisible advantage isn't about luck, actually. It's the right environment at the end of the day. So if this resonates actually with you, that means I need you to put in a comment section the word environment, because whoever is surrounding you, trust me, even if you think outside the box, even if you think beyond what others are thinking, they'll still drag you back. So make sure that you as a person, you remind yourself to the environment you're surrounding with. I think that is the main point on all I submitted. It's about mindset and the environment. Back to you, David.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Nicely presented. You know, when you mentioned the point on repetition, you reminded me of a business development manager we had at one of my former jobs. You know, he had it printed out so nicely. Repetition builds mastery, you know, and was sitting very close. So it's one of those things that I would see all the time, you know, and I was like, you know, we had an engagement one time and he had to explain himself. I said, why do you have this quote here? You know, and they went deep into it. And it's true, because nobody's built with everything, all skills to do a business or to do a part of a job. But you just have to start from somewhere and keep repeating. Eventually, you get a full grasp of what you have to do. And that's how you become a master at it, you know? So the takeaways here are, you know, we have to learn before we leap, you know, before we take that step. Give yourself the opportunity to go through the learning curve. Education is not cheap. If you're learning anything, there's a cost to it. You know, some businesses will require that you invest a little to understand how things work before you can jump on. But human nature, I think, you know, we all love free things. At some point, we also, you know, fail to realize that sometimes if you're going to get something worthwhile, there's a reason why there's a cost to it or a financial cost to it. And I'm not saying that everything should be paid for, but, you know, there's what we call proprietary information. Sometimes there are these trade secrets. People have a way of protecting what's theirs. So if they're bringing you in and they say you're required to pay an upfront of so much, you know, prior to the investment, and then so much money for investing in a business. I believe, yes, there are businesses you can start without much of an investment. You know, what am I talking about? Much of an initial investment fee or investment that is large. You know, there are certain companies or there are certain businesses that you don't need much to start. Okay, $1,000, $500, you can dive into something and build it. It takes time, but then you'll see other investments that will take hundreds of US dollars, millions of US dollars to start. So depending on where you want to, or depending on where you lie. but there's always a cost to that. Okay, because a very common thing is people coming out and saying, why do I have to pay money to start the business? You know, then when it comes to investment, they say $2,000 is a lot of money. You know, do I have to pay so much money to start? You know, and then you wonder how you expect to make money from thin air, from nothing. The only way I know people to make money from what I would call nothing, and yet it's not nothing, that's a job. But again, with a job, you go with a skill. Which skill you had to gain from spending money to learn the arts of that job. So either way, you're paying. You know what I mean? But probably the way you look at it is like, okay, yes, I got an education. My parents paid for it, and now I don't need to put money into the job to start making money. But then that's a job. So if you're thinking about investing, then you got to put some money down. And then you also have to give yourself that opportunity to start while you're still employed, okay? Because again, you need some money to invest. So if you're not earning that money from something, that can also hinder you. So things to think about. There's a learning curve. Then the other thing is, try to start or take the opportunity while you're still employed, while you still can make money to fund your project. Because before it turns into that passive income you're talking about, it needs to be funded, and it needs your time up front to build it. Then you got to get around people that are already doing it. Dorothy again mentioned mentorship, coaching, and communities. So when you're joining these online businesses, look out for their communities, you know, so that you can learn from people that have been there before, hear their stories, and that will help you to make an informed decision, but also to learn about the operations, you know, of the business that you're going to do, and to also see whether you're actually cut out to do it. So getting around people that are already doing it, that helps. And the other thing that comes with that, they have done it before. It means they're already in that repetition, phase. They're doing what they've done before, and they're masters at it. So you can learn something from them. So if you're curious, not convinced, what the perfect place to look and start, look in the description from wherever you're watching this show from. There's a website. Go to the website. You'll have to sign in with your email and name to unlock a free 20 minutes video to watch what these kind of opportunities are and how you can benefit from them. And if you find that this is something you're cut out to do, then you can start from there, or give us a call, Dorothy or myself, and we'll give you a rundown on how you can get started. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Excuse me, David.
Dorothy, yes.
Were you
Yes,
saying
Dorothy,
something?
you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add something on what you've just spoke about money, like about people saying, "Oh, do I need this?" or "This is a lot of money. This is a lot." They should just understand simple: money makes money. That's it. And money does not grow because you work harder. Money grows because it is positioned correctly. And that's why poor middle class are taught work harder, save more, wait longer, and wealth are taught invest early, leverage systems, let money work. So this is why like work hard alone keeps you stuck. You can work 2-3 jobs, you can get degrees, you can be intelligent and still get and you can still stay broke. So this definitely tells us that because your income is tied to time, not systems, time runs out, systems doesn't. And money multiplies in the right environment. So money grows when you placed in, let's say, business skills that pay repeatedly, and skills with leverage, like system with leverage, and communities that understand wealth, money is the wrong environment dies. So at the end of the day, you can see that money in the right environment multiplies, and money in the wrong environment dies. So this goes to all our immigrants mostly. Let's be honest. We send money home. We help everyone. We invest last in ourselves. We sacrifice today, but we forget tomorrow. We are taught to survive, not to multiply. Simply though, that's actually what I wanted to add on. Like, the moment your life changes when you stop asking, how much does it cost? And if somebody asks that, you're gonna say that, what will this produce, instead of how much does it cost? That's when you see that now you're going on that changing, the turning point, where the poor mindset, it's going to come up with how much does it cost, and the wealth mindset will ask the return, right? What is the return on the investment? And then money makes money through systems. Pay you daily, pay you globally, pay you while you sleep, but only if you enter the system. So standing outside, let's say, costs nothing. Entering costs courage. You get the point? So that's what I wanted to add on that, David. And I believe everybody who is there doing it alone is expensive, and trying to figure it out alone costs years, costs mistakes, costs motivation. But when it comes to community mentorship, you will end up when you're trying to avoid unnecessary costs. So that
All
is
right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dorothy, for that addition. And thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you wherever you are. We hope that you've picked a thing or two, and you know where to find more information. Like I said, in the description below, look for a link, and that link should take you to a website where you can find more information. Sign in with your name, email, unlock the video to watch a discovery video, 20 minutes, that will explain details about the online digital opportunity. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.